Hello and welcome back to another video here on the channel. In today's video it is a very special episode of OmathaCraft because me and Alec, we're going to court. This is episode 48 and in today's episode we're going to be going in the building behind us, which is the courthouse. Alec, should we go and quickly scout it out because I think we're due in court in about 15 minutes time.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay, there's people already sort of around here, there are people here.
People in here.
In the jury box, should we pop downstairs?
Yeah.
So this is where we're gonna be. I think you're in that one. I'm in this one. And let's go. What? Okay. I think Nintendo's just boxed himself in.
Oh no, he has something planned.
Okay. Wet floor sign is in there, so we'll take a look at that in a bit. There's the jury up there. There's Cal and Barry up there. Remora's gonna be standing up here. This is getting a bit intense. Shall I tell you who hasn't showed up yet?
Who hasn't showed up? Orange.
Neither of that side there. How appalling is that? That is just utterly disgraceful.
That's purely disgusting.
It really is. See, we've made an effort. We've got her on time. We're doing an intro before. We are well-behaved people, is what we are.
Exactly. We're formal people, and they didn't even show up.
Exactly. So, well, we'll see you when the courthouse proceedings start. Okay, so, Alec, it's court time. We're here.
Yes, sir.
The jury are up there, so up in the jury we've got Vapor, Barry and Cal. Those two, they are there. Nintendo is here, the wet floor sign, and obviously Remora, the judge. And we're about to get ready to go to court. But
we're ready to win. Yep.
The only thing I want to mention to you is just remember, if it all goes pear-shaped, remember what our plan is.
Yep, we know our plan.
In my hotbar, I have my elytra and some rockets just there.
Yep,
so I
do too.
Quickly apply them. Just in case. Anyways, I think we need to get these court proceedings going. So, order in court.
I read here that the plaintiff is suing the defendant for a multitude of pranks, resulting in an emotional scarring of the plaintiff, and he is demanding 12 IOU notes as a compensation. Plaintiff's lawyer, in addition, claims that the defendant and their lawyer have been caught trespassing on the lawyer's property. Plaintiff, do you have evidence to support these claims?
Oh, that's me? Yes. There are multiple cases on Pyro's channel that he's constantly been pranking not only me, but apparently pranking me as well and Rover. And also, he also recorded himself and Pineapple going to my house and trying to steal from me.
I can refer you to episode 34, titled Orange My Saviour, ! Long line, OmathaCraft, Season 4, #34.
Of course, let me just, Alright. Defendant, what say you in your defense?
Well, you see, first of all, I'd like to bring up the fact that, as mentioned before by the defendant here, who claims that there is no law on this server. I was talking, and he mentioned the fact that I was going to be looking up laws to sue him on because he has committed a wrong. We'll talk about that later. And in the fact that he himself has admitted to the fact that there are no laws about trespassing. So I see how this is legally impossible to
yeah, but that
be
shouldn't...
here.
Sorry to interrupt here. May I interrupt, sir?
Yes.
That should be just a common thing. That you should just like, hey, I shouldn't be in someone else's house without their permission.
Surely these are moral values we're focusing on here. We are a group of morally strong and independent people, and we should be focused on being morally correct to one another from wherever we are from, and that does not have to be written down in law, on paper, or in any form.
Okay, but I would like to point out here that emotional and scarring damage. But may I remind you in episode number 41, OmathaCraft Season 4-41- Big Me, Mini Me in caps. You yes or no keep the statue in your base and say you are welcoming it into your home?
I keep the statue in my base because I have little other choice. Throughout that time, I was currently trying to pre-record videos due to some time away, meaning I could not spend that time putting together and destructing that construction. So, because of that, I had to make use of it. You will also see in my following episodes, I actually had to, because of that building and structure being in the way, I had to make changes to what I was planning on doing because of that, which caused me more time.
Let's read this. Let's listen. Let's give it.
Ages ago, whenever we finished off all of those on the list, so I was thinking through, and I was thinking through. So some of these for cactus farm.
Cactus farm. There we go. So you decided that instead of removing it, you would take it into your house, into your land, instead of removing it as a token. Instead of removing it, so you're pretty much.
Can you explain to me where I said it was a token?
That would take me some time to get the timestamp first, but
I had
you
to
definitely
accept
mentioned that you
No.
enjoyed it.
I interfere now. So, first of all, you did this trouble for yourself. You could have easily just moved that building. You could have easily moved your farms because they weren't as big as the statue.
So
Can't do that neither.
Are you telling me that I have to change everything I've done months and months in advance because of something you've done on my property? Is that what you're telling me here?
Well, after
Yes.
well, yes.
And in addition of the big statue, this is not the first time you ever did anything big to Rover's base. Can we go on, let's see here, episode number 7. Rover's Punishment, exclamation mark, featuring Nintendo Master 64. OmathaCraft Season 4. They build a giant Patrick and a giant SpongeBob.
May I add that a certain Nintendo Master 64, as you say, is in this courtroom right now, disguising himself.
But we're not gonna
Wait, disguising himself as a wet floor sign when he is in fact a crook as well.
However, Orange, that's a
Yes.
very dangerous claim to make because during the Big Me Mini Me video on my channel and also on Pyro's channel, you were featured assisting Pyro in building it. So I'd be very careful on what you say on accusing Nintendo of doing things when you are just as guilty.
You will indeed be dragging in more than just Ninten into this little court case.
May I also point out something really quickly? If your intention is to use concrete powder and you knew what's touched terrain or turned to concrete, did you or did you not know that?
It doesn't actually turns to concrete if it touches rain. That is a mistake from your behalf, good sir.
My bad, sir. Continue.
Happens with water.
You try.
Listen, I don't know anything. Leave me alone. I've been lawyer for 5 minutes. All right, I don't know.
And I appreciate you trying to interject, but
I'm trying to
I
help
feel
here.
I feel you're also completely missing the point.
I know I'm missing the
Concrete
point. I'll shut up.
If you made the entire thing out of TNT blocks or like sand blocks on top of one torch, that one torch that Rover had to break is more than he should have had to break.
I think the more serious crime and offence, which was, and probably the one that damaged me the most, was the rearranging and well, I would say it's not rearranging, it's messing up of my storage system, which I had previously built. On top of this, it was also my birthday, which this happened on. Now, I'd like to present a little bit of evidence, which I have gone back and found. This is between my personal direct messages with Pyro, and this is from the 6th of February 2020. The first message is, "Hi, ... I'm sorry. You don't deserve this, especially on your birthday. But next time you're at your base, specifically at your storage system, be sure you're recording. Winking face." So Pyro knew that what he was doing was a bad thing. He said, "You don't deserve this." He said, "I'm sorry." So if he's sorry, why has he done it? And I mean, I don't understand. Can you make this any clearer?
Yes, indeed, defendant, you may speak.
Okay, well, I'm going to patch on to the Criminal Damage Act of 1971 here. A person who, without lawful excuse, destroys or damages any property, whether belonging to himself or another. So, Pyro, I'm going to ask you... what was your reason here? Because you had a reason, didn't you, for doing this? You wouldn't have just done this on a whim. You did this for a reason here. And if we can find the reason for this, therefore, it is not actually an illegal offense if you did this for a reason here.
It's just an innocent joke, like, who wouldn't mind, like, rearranging a storage system? And I also claim that this is just
Pyro,
a
you had
little
one
joke.
job. You had one job. All you had to say was any kind of reason. You said it was a joke.
Wait a second. No. I didn't finish. I didn't complete. No, give me a moment. It was his birthday, okay? We all know that this was his birthday.
I can confirm
And
that.
I
Now,
also
Pyro,
They
Do you
also
or do you
claimed
not
that
own?
it was a gift for his birthday.
Again,
Like-
you're costing them time, you're costing them sanity, something I imagine he has very little of. Look at that face, he's capable of a
I am
mass
British
homicide.
as well, so I've got even less.
Yes, indeed. You're
Your
costing
own
him
problem.
precious time by having to fix his storage system. And indeed, you yourself expressed grief for having him construct a giant phantom on your property, so you know very well what it's like to be on the receiving end. Why would you do that to others?
You claim that you did not have any control of these mobs. Yet you removed the torches, stopping them from coming in. Look, let me go and play this clip here.
I love it. Pi, we need to
Listen carefully.
hop inside, don't we? Because there's something we need to quickly do. Obviously, we don't want to make this area nice for Pyro to take down. We'd like there to be some nice things in here, just to welcome him. Really, I mean, if it's going to be a phantom, it's got to be full of undead things. So
There we go.
gonna,
There is the
Okay.
proof there, right there, that he intended to harm Pyro with this.
I did not
This is
intend to
there.
harm Pyro in any way. Like I said in that video that you have just played, I wanted there to be some things in there to welcome him. I did not control if there were or not. There could have easily not been any mobs in there to welcome him.
Okay.
I'd also like to
You-
remind you
Okay,
that
wait, Rover. Let me just. Did you not earlier have me go off on Pyro for making you waste at least 1 second on removing a torch for a statue? And here you are deliberately making this structure more difficult to remove, because these are the words you used.
we didn't make the structure more difficult to remove. No. We've removed the torches. That is less things for him to place. As we've already mentioned, that 1 second of breaking a torch, well, we probably removed about 20 to 30 torches. So that's
that is
20 to
true,
30
but-
seconds of
But
blocks
what
he
if
didn't
you
have to break.
remove a
This-
mob or a torch?
Now the thing is, this would be true if you had not literally said that you wanted there to be undeads within the Phantom. You used those words that you stated your intent.
Correct.
What is your defense against this claim of making a gauntlet of sorts where he was meant to come under harm?
Pyro did not intend to harm him physically in any way.
You
Nor did
wanted
he
to harm Rover. I'd never
I
harm
think,
this
to be quite
beautiful
frankly
man.
honest with you here,
Okay, let your lawyer speak, 'cause right now you're
Okay.
harming my
to be
mind.
honest here, I think that Pyro is not a bad person here and did not intend to do this for any other means than for YouTube clout, as they would say. He was looking for a prank war here. It was pretty obvious. Rover actually DM'd me. I will try and find the evidence for that at some point, where he said Pyro is looking for a prank war, which is something that he has done deliberately as a non-profitable thing here, as entertainment for a series. And I think this is why he has done it. He has not done this to harm him in any way. He's just done it as an entertaining video series.
What other offenses did they commit? Let me just use different
The other
words.
offenses that doesn't really affect Rover, but affected me. So during this suitment, Pyro decided to hire Orange for being a lawyer, and while in that same exact episode, they decided to go to my house and try to steal from my house.
What did they try to steal?
I believe it was diamonds and all that stuff.
No, that is completely
All that
incorrect.
stuff.
This is completely.
So I watched
We
the,
went there to
audio.
gather
Orange,
evidence for
Orange.
the case.
You tried to get evidence, but you had nothing because I'd never got affected by you guys before.
In the end, did we actually take anything?
No, because you couldn't find anything.
Orange, your defense, please.
My defense here is, as I stated previously, we went into there to look for fraudulent files based on the case here, that we would be able to use against them in the case here. Sure, it might not have been morally right, but I believe in terms of the wider prospect of the law here, I believe we did it for the law and for justice.
Yeah, we've all played Skyrim. Looking through someone's items is fine as long as you don't take anything.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a bit of further evidence actually based on on what their claims were there. So we witnessed them breaking into Alex's property. So as they said, it might not have been morally right, but we need to make sure we are refuting that they are proper, clarified lawyers. They're doing their work correctly. We did the exact same thing. We went to Orange's courthouse, and we already have seen, because they showed on the Pyro's video, that they have an underground area where they conducted their meetings. So we went down into those underground meetings, and I'll refer you to my most recent episode of OmathaCraft, which was episode 47. And in that, we found that Orange is hiding his tax papers and burning them before HMRC finds them, which means he is not paying his tax.
I'm sorry. Have you ever paid tax?
Yes. Thank you very
You're
much. That's what I was about to mention here.
Rover.
I am under the age of 18, meaning I do not need to pay any taxes. So, therefore, your claims about me not paying my taxes is correct, but is also
why'd you
true
have
because I
those in
don't
the
need to
first
pay any
place?
taxes. So,
Well, why'd you have those in the first place if you're not intended to pay taxes?
it is from my colleague Michael and Walter. They do not pay their taxes. But
Yeah, we saw that too. Who is Michael and Walter?
Michael and Walter, they're some business partners that
Orange,
live up in
don't
Peace
tell
River,
them.
Canada.
Don't
Which is
spill
where we
my
get our call
alliance.
from. So we get our call from Canada. They send us it,
Very
and
well.
we sell it by Tuesday. And that is our business on the sideline. Yes, we sell coal. It is because my lawyer business is not doing too well, and I need to find other revenue sources. And my revenue shop did not work too well. So I have resorted to buying and selling and importing coal.
Good for
And
you.
exporting coal. So yes.
Good for you.
And those, what papers were they you're going to burn before HMRC comes in and inspects?
My business on the coal end of things is none of my business. I just sell it. They just give it to me. And whilst they're obviously traveling, they have to keep the tax papers with me because it's not very safe place over in Canada. It's well known for being Canada's well known for being quite dangerous country, and they can't keep the tax papers there, so they have to keep it with me in Britain. So, yeah.
Pyro is legally registered as a pyromaniac. This is a mental disease that he has, and his need to burn tax papers has been known by the court beforehand. This is simply his way of coping with his disease. It is fine. So the biggest offense was indeed the messing up the storage system. There's no way to portray this as a kind act, as a helpful act. The gift, there were indeed consumables in this. There's some kind of good intent. I was genuinely under the impression that this was like a prank with lots of TNT because of the creators, but I realize now that someone else did that, probably Dean, maybe Rover himself. The giant statue, again, it is a kind act, but it's very close to his base and it very much messed up his infrastructure, especially because you didn't ask, especially because of the size of it. And last but least, the SpongeBob and Patrick statues. And I'm still a bit confused on the location of them. Was this also inside Rover's base?
Funnily enough, they were almost at the exact same location as the massive Rover statue is.
Okay. So this was, again, it messed up his infrastructure. Well, I'm certain that wasn't your intent, and I'm certain you made it easy to remove. You still constructed something on his property without his permission. You've expressed numerous times that you indeed also mind the giant phantom because you keep bringing it up. Because you're saying it like it's a bad thing, which would make every single structure that you have constructed a bad thing. Well, that's all the offenses that still stand. Jury, I'll give you some time to come to your to make your collective judgment, and I will use this to aid me in mine. Yes, Cal, please.
So anyways, yes,
your
the
judgment.
jury has made a decision. We, the jury, pronounce the defendant Pyro not guilty.
What?
Get it? Let's get it. We know it. We out here. We win.
Yes,
We
well,
winning.
I'll turn
We
the
winning.
floor over to Vapor here.
Okay, Vapor, please explain your decision.
So, what we have found is, first off, there is no law saying that these pranks
no law at all.
can't happen.
There's no law at
Let me
all.
finish.
We already talked
These
about
pranks,
that. We already
these pranks
talked.
are not allowed. These pranks are not allowed to happen. And second off, both parties knew exactly what they were getting into when they started pranking each other. Both Pyro with the SpongeBob statue and Rover with the giant phantom. Both parties knew that they were getting into a prank war, and emotional damage as a result of this isn't important because both of them knew beforehand what would happen if they both started breaking each other.
Remind me again who initiated.
Huh?
Remind me again who initiated this prank war.
That the importance of which is not.
Pyro started.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
The worst thing that happened
Was
throughout
it
the
not
entirety of
merely
the prank war
self-defense?
was
No,
when
it
Rover
doesn't
accidentally
matter.
carpet bombed Pyro's base with the giant phantom. So therefore, Rover suing Pyro for emotional damages doesn't really make sense in our opinion. That's why we chose Pyro as the winner of this case.
Let's not forget to mention
Okay,
that
that is why
if Rover
vote.
actually were taking emotional damages from any of this, he would have taken action against Pyro, just talk to him one-on-one a lot sooner than he already did. But instead, he let it build up until this point and only brought it up until now for some reason, which
Because
to
he's
me doesn't
emotionally
really make
damaged.
much sense.
Here's the
There's really
thing.
no reason for
The
it to be
only
called out.
OmathaCraft law is listen to Rover, and Rover has appointed me to be the judge, which means I am the law.
Very true.
Which is why, indeed, my final judgment. Let me just do it for cause and effect once more. I declare the defendant guilty, but he only owes the plaintiff 3 IOU notes, and these can only be used for events related to building or deconstructing structures.
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
That's still a win. Yeah.
So
It's a
anytime
win for us as
Rover-
well, may I
Rover-
say.
yes,
Win for us.
Not a
indeed.
win for you. You
Bit of
guys lost.
compromise.
Has
No,
to be a win.
Alec,
It's
I
a
will beat
win-win
you up.
situation, to be honest.
Sorry.
I'm
It's
alright with
within
it.
my legislation as a lawyer that I will beat you up if you taunt them now. Get out of my
Go
court.
ahead. I'm just a lawyer clone. Kill me. I got another one coming up.
3 IOU notes, which can only be redeemed for the purpose of destructing or constructing a structure. Say a giant statue of Rover, a SpongeBob statue, or a giant present, which is indeed what the number 3 is referring to. Claimable by Rover anytime, and you have to respond to his summons within a week. Is this fair?
Okay.
Absolutely fair.
Okay, then I hereby declare
I'd say it's fair. I don't mind it. I am happy with the output.
Okay, I hereby declare the court case dismissed.
Hooray!
Yay.
Yay! It's done. Hour and 20-minute recording session. Alec, I'd
Yeah.
say that went pretty well.
They were really well.
We won the case. Obviously, we didn't get the 12 IOU notes, but we got 3, and they do have limited use. So it's kind of half and half, but we still won the case, even if the jury said no. I still can't believe that. But there we go. We did well. So thank you very much, Alec. I will sort out your payment, and I will always use your services again if I ever need be.
Thank you very much. I was very happy for you to be my first task.
Thank you very much. See you, Alec.
See you later.
Rover.
That was good fun, wasn't it? The nice little court case we had going on just there.
Yeah, it was really good fun. Not gonna lie.
I hate to break it to you, but you do have an arrow sticking in the back of your head.
I don't know why. While I was on my way here, an invisible skeleton or a pillager or something just shot me. Don't know what happened.
Well,
I just went over to my base to get your
Yeah, I don't
stuff,
want to panic you or anything, but it's not looking good. Well,
I've also got one in my leg. On the
Yeah.
back of my leg.
Oh, that's popped off now. There we go. Right. There's something I believe you owe me, or at least 3 things.
Oh, yeah, I guess the judge has made his decision, and I went over to my house, went over to my base, and here they are, right here. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you very much. There we go. 3 IOU notes from Pyro. I mean, it's not the 12 I was trying to go for, but at least it's something rather than nothing. And I'm sure these will come in useful.
I'm sure these will come in useful.
They'll come back to haunt you, I'm sure, at some point.
I'm
Well, Pyro,
pretty sure that's going to be really soon.
Yeah, probably will be, to be fair.
Yeah.
Should we shake hands that we are done pranking each other?
Really, yeah, sure. I'm just kidding, okay? Yeah,
There we go. We can be friends once again.
Hey.
Oh dear. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode of OmathaCraft. This has been episode 48, and if you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, as it really does help out the channel quite a bit. And I will see you in the next episode, where we will be heading to the Nether with a lot of people to explore the brand new 1.16 update. See you there.